So I received word today that, as everybody else did, because we all watch the news, right, that the Congressional Black Caucus is going to endorse Hillary Clinton tomorrow. And when I heard that, I couldn't help but think, why? Why is the Congressional Black Caucus endorsing a candidate with a record like Hillary Clinton's? To put it more succinctly, what have the Clintons done for black folks other than, well, let me see. They destroyed their chance to get a job by signing off on NAFTA. I know that was Bill Clinton, but it was Hillary Clinton too. Let's not kid ourselves. These two are Bonnie and Clyde. They are political Bonnie and Clyde. They are joined at the hip or someplace. So what happened during the 8 years of Clinton reflect on what Hillary Clinton would do. So NAFTA destroyed, and not just black people, I'm going to get that in a second, but white people too, destroyed so many of us, destroyed for so many of us a chance to get a decent paying job. That's what NAFTA did. What else did the Clintons do for black folk? Hundreds of thousands of black Americans were sent to prison because of the omnibus crime bills and all this other crap. Clinton could have done something about that. Bill Clinton. He did not. What else? What else have the Clintons done for black folks? Oh, yeah, they took money from the prison industrial complex. Contributions and payola. Huh? That's nice. What else have the Clintons done for black people? Since the Congressional Black Caucus is going to endorse them, I'm just curious. I just wonder what they did, what the Clintons did. They removed the social safety net. That made a slight dent in racism and lost opportunity that resulted in people on welfare, more people on welfare, including whites. And that brings me to, first of all, let me complete that thought. Go ahead, Mike, complete it. Why black people, their representatives, the Congressional Black Caucus, why they would issue an endorsement of Hillary Clinton at this point is just total nonsense to me. Total, no, not nonsense, it's total bullshit. It makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. Why not, if we're going to do identity politics, why not hold off Congressional Black Caucus and let's see what Hillary Clinton is going to offer for black folk. Now, I'll get to it in a minute. Why not hold off and see what Mrs. Clinton has to offer for African Americans? Why rush into it, Congressional Black Caucus? What's the point? I heard today, and I saw with my own eyes on the electric TV, Bernie Sanders going to the Reverend Al Sharpton, of all people, getting the hugs, and Reverend Al trying to get promises from Sanders that Sanders will address the concerns of black voters. Now, I don't like Al Sharpton. I really do not. I thought his program on MSNBC was sort of interesting sometimes. But anybody that talks like this, I'm Al Sharpton, and this, I mean, he's like a black Chris Matthews, you know, a screamer. But I don't like Al Sharpton, and the reason I don't like Al Sharpton, 2 words, Tawana Brawley. Do you remember that case? Al Sharpton, to me, is and always has been, maybe he's had a conversion, a race hustler. Now, please don't condemn me for using what sounds like an anti-black title for Al Sharpton, because there are race hustlers on the white side too. Only the race hustlers on the white side are usually Klansmen. But Al Sharpton, I don't like him. I don't like him at all. And if you want to know why, do a Google search on Tawana Brawley. Okay. What somebody needs to tell the Reverend Al is that democratic socialism does not engage itself in identity politics. Democratic socialism is about everybody. Everybody. Capitalism, Reverend Al, is the system that sucks up this group and plays it against that group and plays it against this group. It's capitalism that comes up with the idea that forces black folk in Congress to put something together called the Congressional Black Caucus. Why? Because capitalism seeks to divide and conquer, and they do a goddamn good job of doing it. So Reverend Al ought to open up his brain a little bit, and maybe Sanders can convince him, although I doubt it, that within the definition of democratic socialism, there is not identity politics. Democratic socialism does not address the needs of the American, this group or that group or the other group. Democratic socialism is all-inclusive. I wonder why Reverend Al doesn't know that. Maybe when they were sitting in that little historic black restaurant in Harlem, maybe Bernie Sanders was saying to him, Reverend Al, you're coming across like a total asshole. But for Al Sharpton to say to Bernie Sanders, what are you going to do for black people? Al, open your goddamn ears and listen to what Sanders is talking about. Listen to what he's talking about education, about taxing the wealthy, about creating jobs very simply by opening up reconstruction of our infrastructure. But that's not Al. Al's a race hustler.